Welcome back, you guys. Your boy CK. Now, I know it's been a while since my last video. The reason for that is I just bought my first house, so I've been really busy with that stuff. As soon as I get settled in within the next few weeks, videos will resume back to normal. But this video right here, I've been working on it for a long time. So yeah, it's finally ready, and let's just get right into it. I just wanted to update you guys on what's been going on. I'm still streaming all the time over on Facebook. Link in the description if you ever want to come through. But as for right now, let's find out which state has produced the best players in the NFL. Now, we know there's 50 states in total, but there were only 16 states that had enough players to fill out a roster. So let's go ahead and look at them. First up, we have Alabama, who produced famous Jameis Winston, who might I say is looking pretty good in preseason action, man. I'm happy for him. Carry on leading the way at running back. Julio, their lone X factor on offense. Rodney Hudson, their lone superstar. As for defense, they have 3 superstars: Humphrey, Bradbury, and Zadarius. A lot of guys with star. Jonathan Allen should probably be starting because he has superstar. And yeah, their defense is actually pretty good. They're 87 defense, one of the best in this video. Offense might hold them back a little bit. But yeah, Alabama is going to be represented by the Atlanta Falcons. Now we're on to California, who's going to be represented by the Los Angeles Chargers. Tom Brady, Aaron Rodgers, Josh Allen, all born in the state of Cali. Joe Mixon leading the way at running back. 2 X factors at wide receiver in Devontae, Michael Thomas. You also have Cooks, Robert Woods, Juju. I mean, the offense is unbelievable. O-line's ridiculous. Defense, just as good. 2 X factors at MLB and Warner and Wagner. Yeah, Kendricks, Clark as the other superstars or better. Just a disgusting team in general. This team might be the best. If not, they're definitely in contention, so just look out for Cali. Now, the state of Florida is going to be represented by the Jacksonville Jaguars and Lamar Jackson leading the way. You have Derrick Henry, Dalvin Cook, Raheem Mostert, Frank Gore. At running back, wide receiver, you have Amari and Calvin Ridley, AB, TY. Offense is definitely pretty decent, 89 overall. Defense is disgusting though. 4 X factors: Levante, the Bosa brothers, Khalil Mack, Brian Burns. I mean, the list goes on and on. Every single starter is at least a star. So this might be the most well-rounded defense we'll see. Florida definitely might be able to take this whole thing. Now, before we continue to the state of Georgia, make sure to claim your team in the comment section. And it's not where you currently live, okay? It's where you were born. And also, if you haven't subscribed yet, please go ahead and do so. Road to 300K. You have Deshaun Watson, Cam Newton at quarterback, Kamara, Chubb, and Aaron Jones at running back, along with Kenyon Drake, Tyreek Hill. So you have an elite number 1. You have Darius Slayton, Gallup, Hardman, so much speed, Evan Ingram, Higbee. Defense is pretty good as well. You got Grady Jarrett, Darius Big Play Slay. A lot of guys with star better. This team could definitely compete. Okay, do not sleep on the state of Georgia. Now, Illinois had just enough players to go ahead and fill out a roster. They're going to be represented by the Chicago Bears, Kirk Cousins, and Jimmy G at quarterback. You have James Robinson at running back, Kenny G, Corey Davis. You got Tunyon at tight end, an elite left tackle, and Armstead, great right tackle, and Bulaga. Now, the defense only has 1 star better player, and that's Adoree Jackson. So they might struggle to stop some of these high-powered offenses. But hey, man, I'm all for upsets, so I'll be rooting for them to, make it far in this tournament. The state of Louisiana is going to be represented by, of course, the New Orleans Saints. Dak Prescott leading the way. They were lucky because the only other quarterback from Louisiana was Trevor Siemian. You have Clyde Edwards-Helaire, Fournette at running back, Odell, Justin Jefferson, Jarvis, DJ Chark. Wide receiver core is absolutely stacked. You have Irv Smith at tight end. O-line pretty decent. Defense, 2 X factors: the Honey Badger, along with Tre'Davious White. You have Snead, Jackson, so extremely fast DBs and linebackers in Devin White, Deion Jones, Patrick Queen. Just so much speed on this defense. They are definitely a sleeper, so I would not count out Louisiana at all. On to Michigan, where we use the Detroit Lions, and Cooper Rush is going to be their quarterback. KJ Hamler, I know he's a wide receiver, but to make this team work, we had to move him to running back, and he has a lot of speed, so that's actually a good addition right there. Allen Robinson, they're lucky to have him. You have Funchess. Pretty solid O-line. Defense not too shabby. You have BG, you got Tano, you got Judon, Avante, Desmond King. So very solid, but I don't know if they'll be able to compete with the best teams in this tournament. Hopefully they can get a W or 2. On to Mississippi. The Texans are going to represent them, and Gardner Minshew is going to be leading the way. You have Chris Carson, Cam Akers at running back, DK, along with AJ Brown. So the huskiest wide receiver core in the NFL. We moved Ty Montgomery to tight end just so they had had one, you know. O-line, you got Elgton Jenkins, Gabe Jackson. D-line, 2 X Factors with Cox and Chris Jones. So that's a nasty combination right there. Demario Davis, McKinney at linebacker. They're a little bit top heavy, but you know, their superstars might be able to get them some W's, so we'll see how they do. Now we're looking at North Carolina, who's going to be represented by the Carolina Panthers, of course. Carson Wentz and Daniel Jones, the best quarterbacks that were born in this state. Nyheim Hines, Tariq Cohen, Keenan Allen, Jamison Crowder, Jimmy Graham. If only this was a few Maddens ago, he would be like a high 90. On defense, they got an elite #1 cornerback in Jair Alexander. A lot of starters, I should say. So this defense is slightly better than the offense. It's going to be tough, but you know, they definitely have some players. Now, the state of New York did not have enough players. They only have 52 active, and we tried building the roster, but there just was not enough players. However, the state of New Jersey had 89 active players, so we were able to fill out a team led by January Joe Flacco at the quarterback position, Jonathan Taylor at running back, along with Mark Ingram. You have Robbie Anderson leading the way, by far their best wide receiver. You have Gesicki, Ebron, and Njoku. So tight ends are looking pretty good on this team. Quentin Nelson leading the way along with Incognito. On defense, Minka leads the way with Hassan Reddick, Malcolm Jenkins, Logan Ryan. They can put up a fight, man. I feel like they can hang with most teams. As for Ohio, you know we had to use the Cleveland Browns, and Russell Wilson is going to be leading the way at quarterback. Big Ben behind him along with Trubisky. You got Kareem Hunt, David Montgomery, Le'Veon. Wide receivers, they're kind of struggling, okay? Isabella, a lot of speed, but he's their #1. Kelsey, however, should help out the passing game a lot. You have Rudolph as the backup. O-line is filthy. One of the best ones we've seen so far with Kelsey leading the way. D-line, not as good, but you still have an 80 overall in Derek Wolfe. Micah Hyde, their best player on defense. You have Denzel Ward or Marshawn Latimer. Both of them could be in contention for best player on this defense. So we'll see what Russell Wilson and company can do. Now on to my team, Pennsylvania. You know I had to use the Eagles. Matty Ice gonna be leading the way at quarterback. Booby! At running back, James Conner, Swift. You have Godwin, Boyd Fuller, DJ Moore. So a lot of great wide receivers. John New at tight end. O-line could be worse. D-line, I mean, you can't get much better than Donald and Hayward as that 1-2 combination. You got Byard in the secondary, along with Malik Hooker, who we had to move to cornerback. Same with Chuck Clark. So, you know, we had to do some moving around. I think they're both safeties, but, you know, they didn't have enough cornerbacks from PA. However, another very top-heavy team. I know Donald can lead us to the chip. South Carolina is going to be represented by the New England Patriots. Mason Rudolph is going to be the starting quarterback. You have Debo, who we moved to running back because there just wasn't enough. Cordero Patterson is the backup. Nuke Hopkins, though, along with AJ Green, Mike Williams, Alshon. So wide receivers, once again, they're just nasty. Defense actually has a lot of studs. You have Gilmore, DeMarcus Lawrence, Clowney, the Maniac, Darius Leonard. Another top-heavy team. Okay, but some solid starters too. You know, Norman, SCB. I feel like one of the Carolinas will go deep, so why not this one? Tennessee is, of course, represented by the Titans. And CJ Beathard is their starting quarterback. He has Tony Pollard to work with at the running back position. Golden Tate to throw to. T. Higgins, Randall Cobb, Dawson. So, you know, pretty good tight end. Shaq Mason on the O-line. The only guy that's a 70 or higher. Defense, you have the Hitman, Harrison Smith, Dante Hightower, Jalen Ramsey, and Von Bell. Another top-heavy team. I'm not sure how far they'll go with this limited amount of depth, but who knows? Now, one state that won't have to worry about depth is Texas. They're going to be represented by the Cowboys, Patrick Mahomes, along with Tanny and Baker Mayfield at quarterback, J.K. Dobbins at running back. You have Evans, Beasley, Sanders, Sutton, along with a pretty good offensive line. Defense is one of the best we've seen with Garrett, Von Miller, Jamal Adams, Xavier, and then the rest of the starters are at least star better. So this team should definitely be one of the favorites to take the whole thing. And then finally, we have Virginia, who's going to be represented by the Ravens, led by Tyrod Taylor. You have Trent Cannon at running back, Travis Fulgham as their #1 wide receiver. We had to move Logan Thomas to wide receiver just because they didn't have enough. So yeah, you already know we're struggling just to fill out the roster. However, the defense is actually pretty decent. Juan Thornhill moved to cornerback, Justin Simmons, elite safety, Josh Allen, Clayland. You have Josh Sweat, Anthony Harris. But now let's go ahead and start looking at some of these matchups. In our first matchup, we might already have an upset. I promise you, it's the first simulation that I'm doing between the Eagles which is Pennsylvania, versus the Cowboys, which is Texas. I guess Aaron Donald is just wreaking havoc on the Cowboys O-line. Mahomes scrambling for his life, going to throw on a run, and that's out of bounds. Evans on the attempt. You can see his numbers. That's like 17 incompletions for Mahomes to only 21 completions. So, you know, defense definitely doing their job. Mahomes throwing across the field, intercepted. And PA is going to move on to the next round. Mississippi, aka the Texans, is dominating Florida 28-10 late in this game. Okay, now it's an 11-point game, still 2 possessions. Mississippi just added another touchdown. I cannot believe this. I thought for sure Florida would be one of those teams we saw in the final 8, but that's not the case. Lamar Jackson got outplayed by Gardner Minshew. Chris Carson and company. Look at that. They kept Derrick Henry to only 3 yards per carry. I'm shocked. I know I said I like seeing underdogs come out on top, but this is just very shocking. Credit where it's due though. Mississippi definitely earned this W. Now we're looking at Detroit, Michigan against Chicago, Illinois. Right now, Michigan has the lead early in the 4th quarter. Pretty low scoring game, not gonna lie. But if I remember correctly, both offenses weren't amazing. Kirk Cousins throws a touchdown. Illinois takes the late lead, but Michigan has another shot. Oh, they turn it back over. Wow. So it looks like Illinois is going to come away with the W. I mean, I'm not too shocked. They had Cooper Rush, who's like a low 50 overall, leading the way. If they won this game, I would have been so surprised. Kirk Cousins barely got it done though, but a win is a win, and Illinois is moving on. This is about what I was expecting from this matchup between South Carolina, aka the Patriots, against New Jersey and the Jets. Yeah, 27-7 in the 4th quarter. It's not really that close. South Carolina with Nuke. I think they have Gilmore, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, they take this one pretty easily. They just had the better players. We got ourselves a really close one between North Carolina and Louisiana. Dak Prescott and company are down 7 in the 4th, but they're moving. They just tied it up. North Carolina's going to go right back down the field and get a touchdown of their own, and they got a huge stop right there. And all they need is another first down, and this will be considered a pretty decent upset. Here comes the handoff. Oh, there's a fumble. I don't know if he hit the ground first. They reviewed it, and he actually did hit the ground first. So here comes Naeem on 3rd down, and Louisiana gets the stop. So much time in the pocket. Dak on the run, going to throw it over the middle. It's caught off the tip. What the hell is going on? So you definitely need an onside recovery just to even have a chance. But you might as well just throw it to the end zone when you have a Justin Jefferson that can just go up and get it. So here it is, the onside kick by Louisiana. Will both Carolinas end up moving on to the 2nd round? The answer is yes. Carson Wentz versus Dak, just like the old days, but Carson comes out on top in this one. Edwards-Helaire was killing it on the ground, but it was Jameson Crowder who carried his team to victory, and Odell's team is going home. Now looking at Ohio take on Virginia, and Russell Wilson and company have the lead, but it's still a 1-possession game. So it's not just over yet for the Virginia squad. Now it might be. Now it's a 2-possession game, and they turn it over. So it's all but over. Ohio's going to move on to round number 2. Tyrod just didn't have enough to beat Russell Wilson. He actually threw 2 interceptions, so it wasn't perfect. But when you consider who he was throwing to, besides Kelsey, of course, you know, you can kind of understand why his stats look the way they do. But Ohio has some nice talent, man. I'm rooting for them to go really far. Our second to last matchup of the 1st round, we have Georgia, aka the football team, against Alabama, which is the Falcons, man. Julio is their best player, and I don't know if he's going to be enough. Because Georgia has Chubb, they have Watson, Tyreek, Kamara. I mean, it's just too much talent. So I'm not surprised at this outcome right now. Just a blowout, but there's not anything Alabama could have done. And then our final matchup of the 1st round, we have Tennessee and Jalen Ramsey against Tom Brady in California. Yeah, this is about what we were expecting. Cali looks like the best all-around team so far because Tennessee has some studs. So for them to be getting blown out like this, you know Cali means business. Yeah, they're moving on to the next round pretty easily. So here we go. Our final 8 teams, our Elite 8, if you want to call it that. Let's start with Ohio against Cali. Brady versus Wilson, man. And right now, Wilson's team has the lead, 9-point game. So Brady has a lot of work to do, man. Ginormous play, 3rd and 5. I'm guessing it's 4-down territory. Empty backfield for Brady. Great protection, 2 superstar tackles, and they keep the chains moving. Now I feel the need to mention that, you know, nobody's perfect. Okay, I had to do 16 different rosters. So if I forgot 1 or 2 players or a couple players on the wrong team, and I apologize. I did the best I could. And Brady's doing the best he can. Look at the coaches help up the players, man. You love to see that. So many passes. It just wasn't a very well balanced attack by the Cali team. Even though they have Joe Mixon, a superstar running back. So that's kind of shocking. Maybe they were down early, so they had to pass. Who knows? First and goal. Brady gonna get sacked. If you remember, I think Derek Wolfe was the only guy that was star better on the entire front seven. He gets the sack, but Brady comes right back and throws a dot to who else but Devontae Adams. So now it's up to the Cali defense with all those superstars and X Factors to get a stop. This Cali defense is fast as hell. Between Warner and Wagner in the middle, you can see why it's tough to run the ball. 3 straight tackles for a loss. Quick 3 and out. So now you get the GOAT, who has his X Factor activated. Plenty of time to work with, even though they don't have any timeouts. It's Tom Brady, okay? You expect him to be able to get in field goal range. Mixon fighting for extra yardage, but he cannot get out of bounds. Brady, once again, good protection. Bottom of the screen. Wide open dude who's going to get out of bounds at the 40. No, he didn't get out of bounds. You got to spike it. You pretty much got to spike it. No. Okay, wow. Brady going to throw the ball. Oh, that's a beautiful pass. That was Robert Woods with the crucial catch on the sidelines. And now Cali is going to lose in the second round. Their kicker missed it wide right. In Ohio, led by Russell Wilson, is actually going to move on. This is crazy. I told you can never sleep on Russell Wilson. You just can't do it, man. Between him, Kareem Hunt, Kelsey didn't even get going like that. He had 1 catch, but somehow the Browns still ended up winning. Now let's look at Aaron Donald in PA. Take on Tyreek Hill in Georgia. I was not expecting this. I don't know how they're doing it, but they do have solid starters at almost every major position. Remember, Matty Ice is their starting quarterback. You saw James Conner on the screen. So they have some decent players. I didn't expect to be a blowout like this, though. Georgia's offense has so much talent. So to hold them to only 6, that D-line with Hayward and Donald, man, they definitely came to play. And that's why PA is moving on. Not to mention Deshaun Watson at quarterback. Yeah, I have no idea how PA was able to pull it off. Booby had himself a game. Georgia's run game could not get going. Chubb had less than 3 yards per carry. Now looking at Mississippi, led by Fletcher Cox, against one of our Carolinas, South Carolina, DeAndre Hopkins and the New England Patriots. South Carolina with the lead late in the game. Cordarrelle Patterson running rampant on the defense, and now they have a 10-point lead. Oh, Mississippi just turned it back over, and then they got it right back. So I don't know what's going on right now. Debo is getting yards on the ground. Remember, we had to make a makeshift running back. We barely were able to fill out an entire roster for South Carolina, but it doesn't matter. They're going to end up moving on and beating Mississippi. It was Mason Rudolph who led them to victory over Gardner Minshew. Debo had himself a game. Him and Patterson combined for over 100 yards on the ground. I can't call this an upset because both quarterbacks were low overalls, but it's pretty shocking to see South Carolina go this far. And finally, Illinois, aka Chicago, taking on the other Carolina, Keenan Allen in North Carolina. This one's not as close as the score might indicate. Kirk Cousins not having himself a good time. Illinois getting blown out pretty handily, but they're making a late game comeback. Only down 2 possessions now. They have the ball, and they just gave it back. Yeah, it's all but over. North Carolina and South Carolina gonna move on to our final 4. That is crazy. Carson Wentz, the Ginger Jesus. 3 touchdowns is what he put up. And Kirk Cousins put the same amount up, but, you know, he threw 1 more interception. Naeem Hines did his thing on the ground. He had a touchdown. Okay, 2.5 yards per carry. Not really doing his thing, but hey, touchdown was nice. Robinson also had a touchdown on the ground. Tunyon had 3 touchdowns through the air. It just was not enough. But it was a valiant effort by Illinois to even get this far. So our final 4 states are PA, North Carolina, Ohio, and South Carolina. Russell Wilson to Kelsey right there. They have an 11-point lead with the ball late in this game, and they just added to it. I feel like once they beat Tom Brady and Cali, like once you get over a team that good, you pretty much think you can win it all. So it wouldn't surprise me if that's what they end up doing. Still a great fight by South Carolina. They kept it close. But yeah, Ohio is just, they're on a different level right now. You got to give them credit for even getting this far with Mason Rudolph leading the way. You know, eventually he was going to have a really bad game. Kareem Hunt, Russell Wilson, Kelsey, that trio just came to play. I mean, there's nothing you can do. We got ourselves a tie game in the 4th quarter between PA and North Carolina. North Carolina just took the lead off a field goal though. And then PA takes it right back off of a touchdown. This is a crazy game right now. We're going to go ahead and jump in. And now they have the ball, less than 2 minutes left. They get this first down. They might go ahead and win this game. Oh, that's going to be a nice stop, though. So here we go. North Carolina has one last chance. They're going to start off with a nice dump off. The running back is going to pick up a first. Carson just taking what the defense is giving him. And this time he's going to force it and throw an interception. PA is going to move on to the finals. You really do hate to see it, man. Carson threw his 2nd interception at the worst possible time. So Matty Ice, Booby, and company are moving on to play against Ohio. Who do we have winning, man? Russell Wilson versus Matty Ice. Aaron Donald versus the Kelsey brothers. This should be a good one. Ohio with a 5-point lead. As we start the fourth quarter, Russell Wilson on the play action. Gonna throw to his wide open tight end, Kelsey, who gets the first. If you're PA, you pretty much have to hold them to 3. That'll give you the best chance to come back and get the W. Kareem with the nice cutback, but solid tackle by that safety. Wilson with the quick pass over the middle. The speedster, Andy Isabella, with his 7th catch of the game. Gonna set up a 3rd and 1. Let's see what Russ decides to do. He's gonna throw to a wide open Kelsey. Why is he that wide open? It's only his 3rd catch of the game, but it comes at such a crucial time. 1st and 10. Aaron Donald almost gets the interception. If only they let Lyman catch, PA would be going the other way. But instead, it's a 2nd down and 10. Russ gonna throw it away. PA desperately needs a stop. They're gonna send a blitz. Donald gonna fight through. Force him to throw it in completion. Gonna be a 3rd and 8 for PA. They kind of have to keep the chains moving here. You just can't get the ball back to Ohio. Matt Ryan, bottom of the screen. It's caught, but it's going to be short of the 1st down, and they're going to actually punt the ball. I mean, I do get it. You know, you can't go for it that deep in your own territory, but yeah, you needed to move the chains there. It's pretty much all but over unless you can get a miracle. Look at Kareem Hunt. Russ to a wide open Isabella. That's another 1st down. One of the rare situations where I wouldn't mind seeing either team win. But for dramatic purposes, I kind of want PA to get a stop. On this 3rd and 9, Russ going to throw on a run to Kareem. But that's a nice gang tackle. So now PA has a chance, but they're all the way back at their own 2-yard line. This is a team that beat Texas. This is a team that beat North Carolina. They beat some nasty squads. Booby starting them off with a nice game. But now they got to pass. 2nd and 2. Nice tiptoe catch on the sideline. And that was Jonnu Smith with the reception. Gets out of bounds. Clock stops. 1st and 10. Great protection. Matty Ice over the middle. So far, so good. Throwing dot after dot. Can he keep it up? 1st and 10. Over the middle again. It's going to be a 2nd and 3 now. Less than a minute left. Right back to 14. Let's see what PA can do. You got to throw it up. Oh, no! He throws an interception, and Ohio is the best state in America when it comes to producing NFL players. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Destroy the like button. Can we make this the most liked video so far in Madden 22? Thank you so much for watching to the end, and I'll see you guys on the next one.